Hello everyone, this is Environmental Studies of Standard 4th. This is EVS 1. This is lesson number 7, Food and Nutrition, part 1 of the lesson. So let's get started. Now let us recall, why do we need food? Now why do we need food? Yes, we need food because food is necessary for the working of our body. The growth and development of body is due to food. That is the first one we have recalled. Second, what is meant by diet? Now, do you remember what is meant by diet? Yes, whenever that we eat, whatever that we eat or drink throughout the day is together called a diet. So, whatever we eat throughout the day is called a diet. Then the third one is, what are the reasons for variation in diet? The variation means alag alag hona. The diet depends upon hunger, health, age, the type of work that we do, and some other reasons. So that shows the variation in our diet. Now let us see some food items that we use in our daily meals. We use rice, moong dal amti, chauli usal, chapatis, jawar bhakri, cabbage bhaji, pumpkin raita, carrot salad, onion pakoras, garlic chutney, lemon pickle or achar, yogurt, that is dahi, and papad. So we all like this food. We eat this food every day, isn't it? Now, can you tell me which of these dishes are served with large spoons or ladles, or which are used, or where very small spoons are used for serving? Can we do that? Yes, come on, let us see. Now, rice, we need a big spoon for serving, isn't it? Then our moong dal amti is also requiring big spoon. Chauli usal also require big spoon. Chapatis and bhakris we don't need spoon. Then cabbage bhaji also requires big spoon. Then pumpkin raita we take with a small spoon. Carrot salad we take with a small spoon. Then onion pakoras we don't need a spoon. Garlic chutney, yogurt we need a small spoon. Then garlic chutney requires small spoon. Lemon pickle also requires small spoon. Papad we don't need a spoon. Now we know which dishes require large spoon and which requires small spoon. Now can we divide it into two groups and see that which dishes are eaten in large quantities and which are eaten in small quantities? Can we do that? Come on, let us try. Rice we eat in large quantities. Then moong dal amti we eat in large quantities. Chauli usal we eat in large quantities. Then chapati we eat in large quantity. Jawar bhakri we eat in large quantity. Cabbage bhaji we eat in large quantity. Then now let's see the small quantities. Garlic chutney we eat in small quantity. Lemon pickle we eat in small quantity. Then pumpkin raita again small quantity. Carrot salad again small quantity. Onion pakoras small quantities. Then yogurt or dahi small quantity, and papad also small quantities. So now we have seen that we eat rice and dals and usals in large quantities and chutneys and pickles in small quantities. Now what is the main reason of seeing that what we eat in large quantities and what we eat in small quantities? Now if you see, chapati, bhakri or rice form a part of our everyday meal. We eat more of these foods than of the others. Therefore, wheat, jawar, rice are said to be our staple food. Staple means hamesha khate hain. However, with chapatis, bhakri or rice, we eat several other items which make our meals tastier. Besides, for reasons for good health, it is important to include these food items in our meals. Now, let us see which foodstuffs are used to prepare other items in our meals. Let us see. Come on, can we recognize these things which are shown on the picture? It is there on textbook page number 43. If you people want to refer it more clearly, you can get it on textbook page number 43. There are some questions based on the picture. Those questions also you will get on page number 43. Come on, let us start and let us try to answer the questions. Okay. From which ones do we get flour? Now from these items, which one do we get flour or atta? So see my red line? Yes. So my answers are shown in red line. We get flour from jawar and bajra. Then from what do we get butter, ghee and yogurt? So from where do we get butter, ghee and yogurt? We get it from milk. From which ones do we get oil? So from which foodstuff do we get oil? Let us see. We get oil from groundnut, sesame and safflower. Which of these do we get from animals? So let us see. Yes, milk we get from goat, that is animal. Eggs we get from hens, that is animal. Then we get meat from chicken, again animal. Now, which of these give a sweet taste? So, chiku gives a sweet taste. Can you see in the corner of chiku? Yes, it gives a sweet taste. Which gives a sour taste? Sour means khatta. Which gives a sour taste? It is tamarind or imli. Raw mango, that is curry. Lemon, that is limbu. Then which gives bitter taste? From which foodstuff do we get bitter taste? Sorry. We get bitter taste from bitter gourd or karela. Then which foodstuffs are spicy hot taste? They are chili, cloves, long, black pepper or kali miri. These things give spicy hot taste or they are very spicy taste. Which ones do we eat raw? हम लोग कच्चा क्या खा सकते हैं? Yes, we eat cucumber, that is kakdi. Then radish. Yes, we eat radish raw. Then which ones do we use in small quantities? We use in small quantities raw mango, curry, chili, again we use in small quantities. Cloves we use in small quantities. Why can't we use in more quantity? Why? Because they are very spicy in taste. So we use it in small quantities. Then even black pepper we use in small quantity. Any other thing? Tamarind, yes. Imli we use in small quantity. Lemon we use in small quantity. Khatta hota hai. Now which ones are used in larger quantities? ज़्यादा use करते हैं. We use jawar, bajra in more quantities. Now we have seen a wide variety in our foodstuff. We use different foodstuff for different purposes. We get milk. We use milk to get butter. We get flours or atta from jawar, bajra to make bhakris. To add sour taste, we may use lemons, tamarind or raw mangoes. When making sweets, अगर कुछ मीठा करना है, we may either use sugar or jaggery, that is गुड़, which we get from sugar cane. So I hope you have understood up till now. Just as there is a variety in foodstuff we use, there are differences in people's likes and dislikes. We tend to eat the items we like again and again. We also tend to always avoid what we don't like. So if we don't like something, some foodstuff, we do not eat it. However, the most important thing is to ensure that the food related needs of our body are all being met. So all the foodstuff contain one or the other things which is required by our body. So all this need has to be fulfilled. The food constituents that meet the different needs of our body are present in all our foodstuffs in varying quantities, in different quantities, alag quantities. We work or play, we respire. The body needs energy for all these works. So some food constituents give this energy. Some constituents help our body to grow. They also help to repair the wear and tear of our body. Some food constituents help to nourish our body. Some constituents make our bones strong. Some constituents give the body the ability to fight diseases. And for all the functions of our body to go on smoothly, we need to drink plenty of. If our body is to work properly, it must remain healthy. So we must include all the food constituents in our diet. We get all these food constituents from different foodstuffs in different quantities. That is why we keep using different foodstuffs in our daily meals. Such a diet ensures proper nourishment of our body. So different food contains different constituents which are helpful for our body. Some people believe that costly foods are more nourishing than inexpensive foods. But that is not always true. All expensive foods are not more nourishing. Similarly, all cheaper foods are not less nourishing. So, we should not be under the assumption that only expensive foods are nourishing whereas cheaper foods are not. That is not always the case. Now let us see how we can preserve the nourishment in food ingredients. While preparing food items, some of the constituents in the foodstuffs can get destroyed. We can take the following precautions to avoid that. When cooking food, add only as much water as is necessary. Use a pressure cooker or cover the food with a lid while cooking it. Sprout pulses before using them. Use them while the sprouts are still small. Do not wait for them to grow long. Use whole grain flour without sifting. Eat fruits like chickus, figs, grapes, apples along with their skins. Besides vegetables like carrots, radish, cucumbers, beetroot should be eaten raw in the form of salads. Whenever possible, mix 2 or 3 foodstuffs in a dish. For example, add onion and potatoes to ussals, add drumstick to curries. This way we can preserve the nourishment in our food ingredients. So now we have seen different foodstuffs, but how do we come to know the taste when we eat it? Yes, our tongue helps us to know the taste. We understand different tastes with the help of our tongue. There are tiny taste buds on our tongue. So we don't need different tongues for different food tasting. All the food can be tasted with our one tongue because we have tiny taste bud on our tongue. Taste buds are sensitive to different tastes such as sweet, bitter, sour and salty. Now you'll say, Miss, hot? No, hot is not a taste. When we eat something spicy, we feel that hotness. That is not a taste. Now some foodstuff is given. Let us see what is the taste of this foodstuff. Many of us have eaten many of the foodstuff which is given. If you have not eaten, try it once and then let me know the taste. Now here I have given the taste. Now first is sugar candy or jaggery. Sugar candy means anything which is made of sugar and jaggery is good. What is the taste of them? Yes, they are sweet. Then salt. What is the taste of salt? Yes, it is salty. Then tamarind or lemon. That is imli and limbu. What is the taste? Sour, khatta. Fenugreek or methi seeds. They are bitter, kadwa. Then a piece of an amla. Amla taste sour. So these are the taste of some of the foodstuffs. Now what we have learned in this lesson? We have learned that our diet includes many different food items. There is a great variety in the foodstuffs we use to prepare different dishes. The food constituents that meet our food related needs are present in these foodstuffs in different proportions. Our food related needs are met if our body gets all these food constituents in the right quantities. Our taste buds help us to know the different taste, and we should always remember that our diet should include all kinds of foodstuffs. So I hope you have understood the lesson. We'll meet again in the next chapter. Till then, bye.